Hello, I'm Bookface, and today we're talking about the undead, because I was actually able to round up a couple more zombies. Well, I mean, kind of. See, like I said last time, zombies are very generic. So most of these have a little bit of a not zombie vibe to them, but I think they've got just enough zombie in them to justify this video. I like zombies. Now, let's jump right in. Woo! First up, we have the Noxer. The Noxer is a vampiric, zombie-like creature from Germany. Unlike the typical vampire or zombie lore, the Noxer can actually not make more Noxer through a bite or a scratch. Doesn't mean they won't bite you, it's just not going to do anything. Tetanus, maybe? Noxera would be created when someone committed suicide, and sometimes in the case of an accidental death. So you just got a little banana peel, whoop, now you're a zombie. Noxera were commonly related to plague, so if there's a plague, first person to die from that plague is thought to become a Noxera. People also thought that if a person's name was on their burial clothes, then they would likely become a Noxera. So don't label your underwear. Man, comedy genius right here. When the Noxera would rise, they would immediately target all their family members. Family members. Who's a family member? It's not Dr. Phil. What am I talking about? Would immediately target all of their family members, hunt them down, and devour them. That's awkward. I feel like I made this exact joke in a different video. Something about family picnics. I did. When did I make that joke? But they were also known to devour their own bodies, and even eat the shroud they were buried in. I mean, hey man, you do you. This particular beep. What was that? This is what happens when you try to just keep powering through a mistake. You just start beatboxing or something. This particular fact was thought to have been influenced by corpses being chewed on by rats and other scavengers. And when not eating their own clothes, they can be found in their grave holding their thumb with the opposite hand with the left eye open. So imagine if you're like the person who buries people. Is that a mortician? And just as a prank, you just lay everybody in the grave like that. You just like, okay, prop this eye open, put the thumb here. Boom, there you go. If they rang a church bell, then death would befall anyone who heard it. Aren't those like really loud? It's also believed that a Noxer could kill somebody if their shadow fell on them. But a Noxer could be killed by placing a coin in their mouth and then decapitating them. Let me see what I got. I got a nickel, is that okay? Will you take a nickel? A nickel! It's like a vending machine for vampire heads. The purpose of the coin is that it's supposed to paralyze them. How do you put a coin in an angry vampire zombie's mouth? I'm just gonna reach my hand in this giant fanged mouth and just put this coin right there. Nothing's going to happen. Next up, we have the pocong from Malaysia and Indonesia, also called the shroud ghost or the hantu guling. Now, this is another one of those where I'm like, is this an undead? I mean, kinda, but I don't know about it. This creature is created when the soul of a dead person is trapped in its burial shroud. In Muslim culture, a kain kafan is wrapped around the body and tied above the head, below the feet, and at the neck. In traditional beliefs, the soul would remain on Earth for 40 days, and if the knots on the shrouds were untied, then the pocong will leave the grave and hop around seeking to be freed. Wait, but no, that's incorrect. And if the knots are tied, got it right that time, then the pocong will leave the grave and hop around seeking to be freed. Better know your knots, otherwise you've got a zombie. Once the knots are untied, the pocong's soul is freed, and they leave, I guess. Physically, they're described in multiple ways. Recently deceased ones would typically look normal with only a bit of decay, being very pale and having their eyes very wide open. That's concerning. Sometimes they would have a dark face with red eyes, sometimes a flat face with empty eye sockets, like me. Some believe that the pocong hopped like a rabbit, while some thought they floated in the air. So it's either just or it's... They may stay near where they lived. They may What's happening? They may stay near where they lived, or where they were buried, or sometimes just hanging out by banana trees. I've never seen a banana tree. Maybe they didn't either. Maybe that's why they want to go to the banana tree.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory!
Lastly, we have the hone-onna, which is a Japanese yokai whose name means bone woman. Bone woman? I'm debating whether I should make this joke. Shouldn't I take her to dinner first?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
To the one who loved the hone-onna, she looks exactly as she did in life, but to others, and to those of faith, she looks like a rotting skeletal corpse. It's a bit of a difference. Initially, the appearance of their dead partner shocks the living person, but eventually they decide, you know what, I'm cool with this. It's not necrophilia if they look like they're alive, right? I didn't want to bring that up. Don't do it with corpses. That's a PSA. But eventually he becomes so happy that she's back that he's just completely blinded from the whole thing. He's just like, oh well, this is cool. And sometimes even the hone-onna is also just completely unaware, like, hey, wasn't I dead the other day? The hone-onna visits at night and leaves in the morning. So, what do they do? Do they just sleep? You know, honestly, I really didn't think that question through until I said it, and I'm like, oh, I know what they do. I'm an adult. She drains more and more of his life force. It do be like that, though. I wish I had more clever commentary, but I don't. Look, I'm half dead because of all the editing I did on my last video. I'm surprised I'm still even alive for this. Maybe I'm not. Am I bone? Ow, why did I actually bite my hand? Ow, I'm an idiot. Oh god, that actually really hurts. After long enough of this happening, he just dies and joins his partner in death. Well, I know William Shakespeare is getting goosebumps in the grave because he loves that poetic, I'll die for you thing. But I think everyone else can see that's kind of a messed up thing. Romeo and Juliet is weird. You know what? I'm not even gonna make some vague crack at it. Romeo and Juliet's weird. Typically, a servant of the man would inform him of the situation. Can you imagine working for some dude and all of a sudden you just see him making out with a bony corpse of his dead wife? Just be like, you know what? I get paid minimum wage. That's your problem. I don't do what you want, man. Here's my resignation. Can you stop making out with the corpse for a second? The hone-onna could be repelled with magic, but this magic would only work if the man accepts it. And if he doesn't, then of course he dies and gets the ending mega simp for dying because even though she's dead, you're still like, yeah, I'll hang out with her. We can innocently sleep in the bed and nothing else happens. With the bone woman. And there we have 3 kinda zombies. I feel like this was both the perfect time and the worst time to film, because on the one hand, I had very little commentary, but on the other hand, I feel like it's fitting to talk about the undead when my brain is half dead as well. I'm trying to make this video good. It might be, it might not, I don't know. If you don't know it, if you've gotten to this point, it's too late. I've tricked you. I fooled you. Since I don't seem to be getting better mentally, I'm just gonna say this is the video. If you like it, thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. That wasn't necessary.